Okay, so welcome to your challenge question today, and in this question what you have to do that these parts A, B, C, all these questions are less than or greater than 20. So obviously we have to work them out quickly within 2 to 3 seconds. You should be able to do this question. So what we have to do, simply multiply the whole numbers, that is 20 times 8, and you're not going to multiply 0, just 2 times 8 will give you 16, and 0 is going to copy it at the end. Okay, and now look at from right to left how many numbers you have to reach your decimal. Only one number, so you can say only one dash over here. So from right, this is your right, to left, how many numbers you need to move? Only one, so here you will put your decimal. So 16 is your answer. 16 is less than 20. Alright, so now look at part B. Here is 20 divided by zero point 0.8. Now this time you have a decimal in your bottom number, in the denominator. So first I want to remind you that if you have a number like 2.5, how you can remove this decimal in this number. If you multiply it by 10, you know that your decimal moves towards forward one time. So when your decimal will move one time forward, it means it will be placed over here. So it will become 25, right? So in the same way, if I have zero point 0.8 over here, so how I can remove my decimal, by how many tens I need to times it. I want to move my decimal from here up to here after 8. Okay, it means I need to move my decimal forward by 1/10. So that's why I need to multiply it by 1/10. Do you understand what I did? Whenever you need to multiply, whenever you need to remove your decimal, for example, you have zero point 0.2 and you want to remove your decimal, what you will do? You have to bring your decimal from this side at the end of 2. So what it will become? 2.0. 2.0, is equals to 2. Alright. So for this, what you have to do, I need to move my decimal forward only one time. So it means I will multiply it by 1/10 only. Okay, so the same thing I am going to do in my question, and that is 20 divided by zero point 0.8. So what I have to do, I have to multiply it by 1/10. Why? Because I need to move it forward only one time. But remember one thing, whenever you do anything in the bottom, remember, you always do the same thing in the top. Remember, whenever you multiply a number in the denominator, you have to do the same thing for the numerator. So the same thing we are doing over here. Look at, I multiplied this zero point 0.8 by 10. The same thing I have to do in the top number. Okay, now what I will have in my answer, 20 times 10 will give me 200, right? And in the bottom, now this decimal has been removed. Why this decimal has been removed? Because I multiplied it by 10. So it will move forward one times and I will get 8 in the bottom. Okay, so now this is easy. Now you can divide it easily yourself, but the only thing I needed to tell you that was how you can remove your decimal from the bottom. But I would also tell you the direct way, that if you can remember. So I would like to tell you, look at what is the direct way of doing when you have a decimal in the bottom. You just have to count the number from right to left. How many numbers are there from right to left to reach the bottom? Only one. So it means you need to multiply by 10 in the top. Okay. In the same way, for example, you have 200 divided by 0.002. So what we need to do now, I want to remove this decimal. So what I will do, I will multiply my top by how many tens? 1, 2, 3. 3 tens. Okay, so this is the direct way. If you want to apply it, you can do directly. If you want to do by that way, it's just up to you. Okay, I'm giving you some more examples. For example, if you have 2 divided by 3.05. So now tell me how you can remove this decimal from your bottom number. Just pause the video, first try doing yourself, and then come back and I tell you how to do this. So in the bottom, I want to remove this decimal. I have to look from right to left how many numbers I have to reach my decimal. Two numbers, 1, 2. That means 2 tens. So I'm just multiplying by 100. That is 2 tens in the top, and that's all. So I'm having 200 in the top and 305 in the bottom, because now decimal has been removed. Now you can simply divide your answer. Okay, so hope so that you understand, and you can do it now easily. All right, so now look at more questions. Now this is nothing difficult in this. Now you can do all of the questions yourself. So there is one more question for you. Okay, so there is the other challenge question in front of you. What you have to do in this, look at what you are given with. The same thing we have been doing from year 3 and 4 and so on. You will be doing these type of questions. For example, we have 2 times 3 equals to 6. So this is all answer in front of you. If I write over here 2 times what equals to 6, what you always have to do, you divide this number by 2. Okay, 6 divided by 2 will give you 3 here. Okay, so this is one thing, and other thing can be like this. For example, 2 times 3 is 6. This is the given thing. But if I say that, if I put a 0 over here, so what will be your answer now? Your answer will be 60 now, because you just have to add a 0 at the end. Okay, now if I say that if I put two zeros in this 2 and 3, what will be your answer now? You just have to add these two zeros at the end. It will become 600. Okay, so now let's try doing the questions so you can understand more about it. So this is 3580260 times 260. Go back into your question. Here is your question. What you are given with, you are given that 358 times 26 equals to 9308. And what we have in question, we have 358 times 26 equals to 9308. What is the difference? Only this 0 and this 0. So what we need to do, just add these two zeros at the end. Okay, so now what will be your answer? 930800. Okay, the same thing I just told you. Yet if you multiply 2 times 3 is 6. So what will be the difference if I add 0 and 0 over here? The same zeros will be put at the end of 6. Here we have again 3.58 times 2.6. So as I told you already that whenever you have decimals, you leave just leave the decimal and just pick up the numbers. That is 358 times 26. And you already know the answer over here. That is 9308. Now the time of putting the decimals. So look at one by one each number. So in 2.6, how many numbers you have to go to reach your decimal 1, right? So I'm writing here 1, and the other number, how many numbers, or I would like to say dashes. I'm just putting here dashes under the numbers from right to left. 2 dashes I need to move to reach the decimal. So it means in total I have to move 3 times from right to left. This is my right, and I'm moving now 1, 2, 3. So here your decimal will be placed. So look at the answer is same. What you just did, you just put the decimal after three numbers from right to left. Okay, so this is your answer. In this type of question, you are not going to do anything. You just have to think mentally and nothing else. Okay, so I hope so that you can do now other parts yourself. And for example, this is again the same thing. This is 0.26 and you have to put the decimal at the end. And look at over here, this one is a bit different question. We had actually what we had 358 times 26 equals to 9308. The same thing we have. Let's check out. Yes, is it? Yes, we have the same thing. So now let's do in the question. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to do 93080 divided by 2.6. So what we are going to do now, we are just having like this 93080 divided by 2.6. Okay, so if I will write in this way 93080 divided by 2.6, so look at where I have my decimal in the denominator. So as I just told you, to remove your decimal you need to go forward how many times? One times, right? Because you need your decimal over here now. So what you will do, you will multiply by 10 in the bottom and in the top. So your bottom number will become now 26 and the top number will become now 930800. Okay, so now you can do it further yourself. So only this thing you need to understand over here. Alright, so now hope so that you can do all of these parts yourself. So this is all about challenge question today, and now let's see you in the next challenge question.